From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
You want to go where to buy a new refrigerator? Steve's A to Z Appliance in Cottonwood? In Cottonwood? Just a 10-minute drive. And they'll save us money. New and used, honest, reliable, factory-trained repair service and parts, and they'll save us money. And dispose of this thing? We gotta make the short drive to Steve's A to Z. Thanks, son.
Steve's A to Z Appliance, front and main streets in Cottonwood. Drive a little, save a lot.
Good evening, everyone. Meteorologist Mike Kruger here, and where that drier pattern that we experienced today, that is going to hold on strong for quite some time. Let's get you through Kruger's Quickcast. For those of you in a hurry, that way you can just kind of get yourself the forecast here for tonight and be on with your night. Temperatures are going to be quite cold, dropping down to the low to mid 30s in the valley. Look at those temperatures in the mountains. Low teens for places like Lassen Park, Chester, 13, 17 in Susanville. Look at Alturas dropping down to 11 degrees tonight. Even into places like Mount Shasta, low 20s there. And for Trinity County, temperatures mid to upper 20s. And along the coast, quite cold as well, mid to upper 30s for those overnight lows. So heading out the door tomorrow morning, maybe you're going to get that turkey. I don't know what you're doing in the morning at 8 o'clock, but anyway you look at it, it's going to be cold. I mean, even for the valley, we should be somewhere in the mid 30s, give or take, teens and 20s for those higher elevations, and for the coast, upper 30s. So you can see all that moisture off to our south here. That's what brought the rain yesterday to Southern California. That's pretty much moved on out. And even though there will be some clouds over Southern California, really not looking at much in the way of rain. In the meantime, we've got high pressure, which is really starting to build in. So any storm like this one right here, it's not going to come anywhere near us as we go into the rest of this week, this weekend, and even into next week. So there's your forecast for tomorrow. It's still going to be cool out there despite the added sunshine, much like today. Mid to upper 50s for your highs in the valley, 30s, 40s for the higher elevations. And there you can see here for your Thanksgiving Day, temperatures in the mid to upper 50s, and those mid to upper 50s, looks like basically low to mid 50s, that is here for the coast. Let's take a look at your 7-day outlook for the valley. And we've got those temperatures low 60s, pretty much making their way here by Friday and sticking around here through this weekend, through next week as well. Taking a look at your coast, inland, and for Trinity County, also seeing that gradual increase in those temperatures, and also that gradual increase in those temperatures here for places like Mount Shasta, Alturas, and even Susanville. Although Susanville, once you get up to 45, we keep it generally in those mid 40s here as we go to the extended outlook here. All right, your travel forecasts for your Thanksgiving Day. If you're traveling, well, or if you're watching from somewhere else, here's your forecast for the day. Palm Springs, about 73 degrees. If you're traveling back or heading back home, coming in from the south back up north, well, you're looking at the potential for some clouds, but that's it. I don't anticipate any rainfall. Now to the north, if you're going to be on Thanksgiving Day, places like Boise about 39, out in Bend, yeah, maybe seeing some of that morning fog, otherwise upper 30s, and then maybe driving back home, be looking at some of that patchy fog for some of those mountain valleys, but overall looks like some pretty good conditions out there. We're not looking at any rain or snow, even out towards the Pacific Northwest. And if you'll be flying, there are no major impacts here. In fact, for tomorrow, we're limited, maybe off to the north and east, you're getting into the minor and even moderate category, and even out towards maybe even Michigan, maybe some of that lake effect snow developing over for them. But overall, we take you back home here. We're looking at drier and more mild weather. It is back. We've got smooth sailing for the rest of the week for those of you that do need to travel, but highs near or just above normal through next week, with a dry and warmer trend here as we go into the longer range. That longer range is really just looking dry, folks, and I don't expect to see much in the way of change anytime soon here from that. So be prepared for the fact that we're just not going to see much rain or snow. So here we've got that is the clouds down to our south, as I mentioned, but we've got high pressure building in, and that's going to continue to bring us those dry conditions. Area of low pressure to our south, you can see some of the rain associated with that. You'll also see a big parade of storms over the eastern Pacific that's building in. And I mean, the thing is though, with this ridge of high pressure in place, it's diverting all of the storms. Just think of the storms as following the track of that jet stream. So all of this parade of storms I was talking about following the track of that jet stream, riding up and over the ridge, and we don't see any of it. This is going to stay to our south, and even though it's bringing some rain down to parts of Southern California over the next 7 days, not doing anything for us. In fact, we've still got the drier than normal conditions as forecasted by the Climate Prediction Center, and also warmer than normal. Now, you look at this and it looks like it's going to be really warm out there, like 80s, right? But that's not the case. What these different shades of orange indicate is that the temperatures have a good chance of seeing above normal temperatures. So when you start getting into these deeper oranges and reds, that means the chances of seeing above normal temperatures are very good. And that's essentially what we're looking at here. But the normal high for this time of the year in the valley is about 60. So yeah, we're going to get above that here, especially by the weekend through next week. We could even be looking at some mid-60s by the end of next week. So it is getting warmer, and unfortunately, with that warmer weather, we've got drier weather as well. So looking at your wave heights, as we go into your Thanksgiving Day, looks pretty good there. The day after Thanksgiving on Friday, maybe you need to get back on that fishing boat. Looks like things should be okay there as well. So we don't have any small craft advisories, no major waves, no major winds. Shouldn't be that many problems out there. So for tonight, again, it's going to be cold. Looking at those temperatures, probably somewhere in the low to mid 30s for the valley, teens, 20s for the higher elevations, and those mid to upper 30s along the coast. Hey, maybe you're heading out to the turkey trot in Redding tomorrow morning. Be sure to bundle up. Now, it doesn't start till 8 o'clock in the morning, but if you're out there early, it will be in the low to mid 30s by the time you're getting close to that start time. So it's going to be quite cold. And then, of course, toward the end of the run, somewhere in the low to mid 40s. And we're hanging out eventually into the 50s. Your run for food in Chico, now that starts at 9 a.m. So you can see if you're there early, look for temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. And then it looks like sometime during the run, you'll be somewhere in the low to mid 40s. And of course, it looks like you'll just have to kind of bundle up there as well. Turkey Trot in Eureka starts at 9 a.m. And you can see here, temperatures upper 30s by 8 a.m. By the time you're running, it's about 41, but then temperatures obviously increasing here as we get closer to noon. And your run for food in Mount Shasta City, that is, of course, looking at a cold start. It starts at 8:45 in the morning, so at 8 o'clock, it's 25 degrees. You definitely need to bundle up there. By the time the run starts, it'll probably be right around freezing, and then temperatures obviously increasing slowly after that. All right, here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures mid to upper 50s for your daytime highs. Some of the warmer spots like High and Palm with about 61 degrees. Taking a look at your North Coast neighborhood forecast, mid to upper 50s. 61 though for Garberville and 60 out in Alder Point. We take you up to the north, 60 in Orleans, 57 for Smith River, and 59 degrees in Trinidad. And your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures mid to upper 40s in Scott Valley, and generally in the 40s, even some 50s for some of the warmer spots. In Modoc County, you're looking at temperatures eventually kind of getting up above 40 for that daytime high. Still cool in Cedarville at 36, and Eagleville about 39 degrees for your daytime high. Your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, 30s and 40s there, with 39 for Susanville, Janesville about 37 for your high, and looks like Shingletown a high of about 51 degrees. Here's your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by Walgamuth Painting. Those temperatures again, even though we've got that sunshine, it's still going to be just a little bit on the cool side still. About 58 degrees for Redding, 58 for Anderson, 56 out in Red Bluff. And looking at your 7-day outlook for Redding, yeah, it's warming up a little bit here. They're going to see low 60s for Friday, Saturday, and we'll pretty much keep in the low 60s as we go into next week. Have yourselves a great evening. I'll, of course, be back again tomorrow live on Coffee with Kruger at 7 a.m. And, of course, have your 6 a.m. update. Until then, have a great night.